In grade 1, you will have to write a 2-bar rhythm that answers a given 2-bar opening. This is easier than it might sound, since musical phrases are often based on patterns. Have a look at this 4-bar phrase, for example. Notice that the first and the third bar have exactly the same rhythm. In the exam, you'll only have to write a rhythm and not a melody. If you were given the first 2 bars in an examination and you responded by writing the second 2 bars, that would be perfectly acceptable. In fact, to copy a little of what you were given is good. It creates a pattern that the ear can latch onto. But don't copy everything, because that would not show that you could write anything for yourself. Another point worth remembering is that it is good to end on a fairly long note. In this example, it ends on a minim. If it were a quaver, it would end too abruptly and not sound finished. Thirdly, and quite obviously, you have to make sure that there are the correct number of beats in each bar, so take note of the time signature. In this example, there are 4 beats in every bar. And finally, make sure you can clap out the rhythm that you write. This avoids writing overcomplicated rhythms. Very often, if you write something too fancy, it sounds clumsy. Just keep it simple and in the style of the given opening. Now let's see what you have learned. Here are 4 examples of a 4-bar rhythm. Notice that in each example, the first 2 bars are the same. The second 2 bars of each example are what you might write in an examination. Which of these 4 examples is the best answer? The answer is the third example. Now, what is wrong with the other 3 examples? First of all, have a look at the first example. In the first example, there are not enough beats in the last bar. The time signature is 3/4 time, but the last bar only contains a minim, which is just 2 beats. Now look at the second example. In the second example, it ends on a short note, a quaver, which sounds too abrupt for an ending. Now look at the last example. Remember that the third example was the best. In the last example, it is simply just too complicated and sounds clumsy, and probably you would find difficulty in clapping out this rhythm anyway.